What up, kings and queens? It's your girl, Lady Lack, back this week with the mental health check topic. So, this week, the mental health topic is stress, okay? I thought it was very fitting to go ahead and do that this week since we're kind of in the middle still. Actually, not kind of, we are still in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. Some states are better than others, so I hope that your representatives are doing what's best for your community and your city and your state and taking care of you all as well. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into it and get started. So let's first define as far as what is stress. Okay, so the dictionary actually defines stress as an emotional or mental strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. So it may be something just as small as maybe somebody cut you off on the road. Maybe you already woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Maybe you stubbed your toe on a toy. Things just happening one after another, okay? Those are little things or even big things as far as maybe unfortunately something happened with your car and you have to pay $2,000 in order to get it fixed. You don't have the $2,000. Those are certain things that can bring up stress. It can be very little or it can be very big. So, what are some things that you think causes stress for you? Make sure you go ahead and comment those answers down at the bottom and we can go ahead and discuss them. Awesome, guys. So, we're also going to talk about what are some physical symptoms of stress. So, I actually have my own top 5 symptoms of stress that I've experienced. So, mine would be, I would say, low energy, headaches, an upset stomach, muscle tension, and chest pain. I was actually dealing with some things as far as that were going on at my work that were very demanding and trying. I was working about 50 to 60 hours a week, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but the type of things that we're doing, it took a toll on my mental. I had to do a lot. So with that, I actually started to get panic attacks, which I didn't know what they were. But my heart started beating really fast in my chest. I was very short of breath. I couldn't breathe. I was actually very emotional as well. Somebody could say something very small as far as a disagreement with me, and I'm just upset and I start crying because I'm already stressed out. I have so many things that are going on, so many things running through my head, and those things can take a toll over your entire body. All right. So, what are some other signs of stress? So, there, of course, are a bunch of signs that can allude to that you're under too much stress. So, some of my top 5 signs that I have experienced of stress are always feeling on edge, changes in my eating and sleeping habits. Maybe I'm eating too much, I'm not eating at all, I'm either oversleeping, I'm really tired, or I'm not sleeping much. I'm very irritable, being more emotional, becoming hard to make simple decisions, okay, and losing track of things. I could put something down and forget where I put it that second because the moment that I did that, my mind is already off to somewhere else. I'm already thinking about what's the next thing I have to do, what's the next thing I need to get, who else do I need to call. There's so many things, again, that can allude to cause stress. You just have to notice the symptoms and notice the signs. Luckily, there are plenty of ways and techniques that you can use in order to handle and better manage your stress. So, first, let's go ahead and talk about stress management. What is stress management? Well, Wikipedia defines stress management as a wide spectrum of techniques and psychotherapies that are focused on controlling a person's level of stress for the purpose of improving everyday functioning. Now, the reason why I chose to use their exact definition instead of kind of paraphrase my own is because I thought it was very important as far as the last few sentences where it talks about it uses a different blend of different types of tips, techniques, benefits, and psychotherapies in order to not only identify your level of stress, but to help you manage and actually de-escalate your stress. Okay, so let's talk about what are some of those benefits on how to help you manage and reduce your stress. So some of the things that start to happen, you start to become mentally focused. you're able to pick one issue at a time and handle it accordingly. Anxiety levels go down and you develop physical symptoms. If you've developed physical symptoms, they've actually started to disappear. The headaches, they start to go away. If you've been getting panic attacks and getting chest pains, they slowly start to go away. This can often lead to overall improved health. If the only thing that you have going on in your life is stress, find what's stressing you out, get your stress levels down, and then the key is to consistently manage that stress on an everyday basis. Stress is never going to go away. So it's not about getting rid of the stress, it's about managing the stress. All right. So what are some stress management techniques that you can use? So the top 5 tips that I actually recommend that I've used myself to lower your stress levels are to 1. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that exercising is important. You can do anything. Again, it can be yoga. It can just be 15-20 minutes a day of walking, as long as you're doing something for at least 20 to 30 minutes a day. I'm in hospitality, so right now I move well more than that a day, but before that I was at least working out, and I was just walking for about 35 minutes. I was working out about 3 times a week. Okay, now some other things that you can do, all right, is get plenty of rest. Also, learn how to control your breathing. That's one of the things. If you're getting panic attacks, you have to learn to control your breathing. The worse that your panic attacks get, the worse your breathing gets. The worse your breathing gets, the worse your panic attacks get. You have to get a hold of your breathing. It's hard, but with practice and consistency, you learn how to do that over time. I want to accept some things that are beyond your control. You can't control everything. You don't know everything that's going to happen. Again, stress is inevitable. It's going to happen. Just learn how to manage it. And then you want to make sure that you set limits and set boundaries, okay? Not only for yourself, but for those around you. The only way that people know how to treat you is by what you let them do to you. So, if you have certain situations or relationships that are stressing you out, you have to learn how to handle those individual relationships and learn how to set those limits and set those boundaries. All right. So how do you deal or cope with high or unwanted stress? So again, we've talked about quite a few things that you can do with the amount of stress. Okay. So, but I don't want to go as far as to give a whole list of things that I feel like, of course, like I've already done, that's how you can deal and cope with stress. I want to hear from you. So I want you guys to go ahead and like and subscribe, comment down below, and tell me some of the ways that you benefit and some tips that you use in order to help reduce and manage your stress. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.